Hi everyone, my name's Katrina and I am back with another to be read video. I'm going to be talking about all of the books I'm hoping to read in the month of August. So, August, I've got a couple of readathons. First up, there is the Booktubeathon happening from the 30th of July until something of August. I think it's the 6th. I do have a separate to be read video for the Booktubeathon, so if you want to see that you can. But those books do quite heavily overlap with the books I've chosen for another readathon, so there's not much that you're missing if you just watch this video, but it's totally up to you. Booktubeathon happening at the beginning of the month. Also, all throughout August is the Newts Magical Readathon. This is like round 2 of the Magical Readathon hosted by Book Roast, and the first round was to do the owls, and it's basically a really cool idea. It's a readathon based around doing like the Hogwarts exams. In the owls edition, each of the classes has a different challenge, and then in the Newts edition, each of the classes has 3 different passing levels, aka 3 different challenges, and you kind of work your way up. Since I did not do the owls back when it was hosted earlier this year, I think it was, I've decided to take my owls. If you guys wanted to take a look at the announcement video for the owls and or the Newts, as well as the challenge links, all of those links will be in the description box below. But that is running, I think, throughout the entire month of August. So for the Owls Magical Readathon, there are 10 different subjects that you can take. And I think with the exception of 2 of those subjects, I've selected a book for all of the challenges. I may not get to all of them. I hope I do. Yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it. So I'm not going to be taking the Ancient Runes class. For the Arithmancy class, the challenge is to read a book with a number in the title or on the cover. For this, I'm going to go with The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton, not to be confused with The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. What a coincidence, right? Anyway, this is one I've heard such fantastic things about, so I'm really excited to get to this one. For the Astronomy class, the challenge is to read a sci-fi novel. For this one, I'm going to go with Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. I'm going to be listening to the audiobook for this one. I'm really excited about it. It is a novella, so it's quite short, so I should be able to get through it quite quickly. For the Care of Magical Creatures subject, the challenge is to either read a book about magical creatures or to read a book that features a magical creature on the cover. I'm going with The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. This one features a Pegasus on the cover, plus also featuring mythical magical creatures in the story too. For the Charms subject, the challenge is to read a fantasy novel. A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. This is the sequel to A Darker Shade of Magic. I am buddy reading this with Red and Cassie. I'm so excited to finally continue on with this series. I will not be taking the Defense Against the Dark Arts class, but I will be taking Herbology. The challenge is to read a book with a nature-related word in the title. For this, I'm going with Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bashard-Oust. I have started reading this one a little while ago. I will probably start right from the beginning again because I have forgotten most of what has happened. I think I've got most of it pretty fresh in my mind, but I just don't want to risk missing any important details, so I will start this one from the beginning again. I would like to get to it really soon because I've heard great things about it. There's a female-female romance in here as well, all for that female-female and fantasy. I miscalculated. I do not have any books put aside for the History of Magic class, but I do have something for Muggle Studies. The challenge for this one is to read a Muggle nonfiction book. So for this, I have 2 choices. I haven't yet decided which one I'm going to read. It'll depend if my friend is able to lend me her copy of the first book, and that is Eggshell Skull by Bree Lee. So this is a memoir about Bree Lee's time working in the legal system, and in particular working in the Queensland District Court, and I think in particular she examines how the legal system treats victims of sexual assault. All of that fun stuff. My other option is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Renny Edo Lodge. And this originally started out as a blog post that Renny Edo Lodge posted online talking exactly about why she's no longer talking to white people about race, and it kind of went viral, and now it has been published into a book. So 2 really interesting nonfiction books tackling some tough topics. I'm ready for it. For the Potions class, the challenge is to read a book that features or is about alchemy. I think The Alchemist is the perfect option for this one. It's in the title, man. It's in the title. The final class I will be sitting for my owls is Transfiguration. And the challenge for this is to either read a book that features a cat on the cover or to read a book that has shape-shifting or transfiguration or something along those lines featured in the book at some point. I'm gonna go with The Subtle Knife by Philip Pullman. Here we have a cat. Perfect. Vicious and Fairy Tale are the other two books that I have on my to be read pile for the Booktubeathon that doesn't cross over with the Owls Readathon. Spinning Silver is the August book of the month for The Name of the Book, which is a book club that I co-host. So this is most certainly going to be one of the books that I get round to reading this month. And I'm really excited. Rumpelstiltskin retelling, I am here for it. In addition to all of those, I have a bunch of books that I'm currently reading that I wanted to mention because I'm hoping, keyword here is hoping, that I will finish them in August. We shall see how this all turns out. Terrier by Tamara Pierce. This one I started back in May. Didn't get very far. I do really want to finish this though. I was enjoying what I was reading and I want to get more into the world and stuff like that, but it hasn't been on the top of my priority list. I have temporarily misplaced the book I'm currently reading, and that is Fire by Kristen Kershaw. This is the companion prequel, sequel, whatever it is, to Graceling by Kristen Kershaw, and man, oh man, this has taken me by surprise how much I'm enjoying this book. The characters, the world, oh my gosh, the magic, oh, it's so interesting. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm kind of kicking myself for waiting this long to get to it. Next, we have Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. So I'm starting a new series on my channel where I reread some of my favorite books throughout my lifetime and kind of take you on a bit of a journey with me rereading these books and seeing if they've actually managed to stand the test of time and if I still love them as much as I did back then, if I even love them more. Or on the other hand, it'll be really interesting to see if I've kind of grown as a reader or become more aware of things, or even just my reading tastes have changed and I don't love it as much as I did back then. So Twilight is book number 1 for this project. Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, still slowly making my way through this. My friend and I are almost at the halfway point, which is really exciting. Very much enjoying this one. So excited about all the things. And lastly, Fury Born by Claire Legrand. This one I was hoping to have read by the end of July because it's the book club pick for The Name of the Book. However, things have been a little interesting this past week or so, haven't been feeling the greatest, so I haven't had the chance to read this one. Plus, I'm not going to actually make it to the book meet for this one, so I've decided to just kind of slow it down and savor this. Still hoping to finish this one, and I will go back and see what my co-hosts thought of the book in the live show after the fact. So that concludes my to be read pile for the month of August. Rather ambitious, don't you think? It's going to be a really, really exciting month though, not only because of the Booktubeathon and the magical readathon, but also I'm going to New Zealand, so I'm going to be traveling for the first couple of weeks in New Zealand, which is going to be really exciting. So you should be able to see some footage from my travels because I'm going to be doing reading vlogs for the readathons, and that overlaps with that. Plus, I'm sure to share some photos and stuff online as well. But that's all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to hear about what books you are most excited to read in August. If I could pick too many books to choose from, I'm sorry, not gonna happen. Anyway, I'm really excited to read a lot of books in August. I hope you guys are too. Let me know what you are most excited for down in the comment section below. I'll see you very soon in a new video, but until then, I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye!